Hello and welcome to We Do Disney. My name's Doug.
I'm Emmy.
And today we're going to be talking about 5 extra things that you should not miss on your next Disney cruise.
So when you go on your Disney cruise, what Disney likes to do is they'll map out different nights with different themes that you can dress up for if you want. It's not required, however, there are certain nights with certain themes. For example, there's a formal night, they have a semi-formal night, and even a pirate night, hence our outfits. And usually the rest of the days are cruise casual. Formal night's really fun because everybody gets dressed up in their best dress and they have photo opportunities for you and your family to come together when you're all feeling and looking your best. And maybe you might even get a chance to meet the cruise ship captain, which is very special. So go ahead, get in your best dress and take some pictures with the captain, or you can just show up and shake his hand in your regular dress, whatever you like to do. They also have that semi-formal night like we talked about. We're expecting that at the end of our cruise, so hopefully that goes nice and well. And tonight is Pirate Night. Now, this is pretty cool because Pirate Night is more of a wacky wear sort of evening, and you don't have to dress up like a pirate. But if you forget any pirate wear, what's super nice is the crew members will come by and give you these little bandanas that say Pirates of the Caribbean on there, and there's little Mickeys all over them in pirate hats. It's very cute. So I'm wearing mine. Doug wears his from last Halloween, which is pretty cool. But he has his too, just in case.
I'm sure I'll find a use for it.
But you can bring your own pirate gear, or you can wear the bandana that they provide and maybe do some makeup or something and have a nice pirate night. When you all go out to the main deck, there is a fireworks show, and it's like the pirates' explosions, basically. So we're expecting to see that awesome fireworks show tonight. I am so excited.
The second thing that we're going to talk about as extra add-ons onto your next Disney cruise are the extra dining experiences. Now, on the Disney Fantasy, we have 2 restaurants that are considered added value experiences. Number 1 is Palo, number 2 is Remy. The clips that you're seeing right now, all from Palo. We have this booked for our final night of our cruise, and we've been told from every friend, family member, source, sister, brother, cousin that we could pull information from about cruises, because I'm a researcher, that these dining experiences are something you just can't miss. 2 important pieces that come with the extra dining experience. 1, there are requirements for attire in these restaurants. So, if you are looking to have dinner at Remy, there are certain requirements for your attire. There are certain dress requirements that I would look up ahead of time to make sure that you'll be able to meet. The second thing is, I've heard these are very lengthy and very low-key, relaxed dining experiences. With that, if you're planning on going all out for Pirate Night, dressing up like a pirate, you've got every piece of gear on that you could ever imagine, it might not be the most appropriate night to be doing an extra dining experience at Apollo or Remy. Just something to keep in mind, something to look at. There's also brunch experiences as well. These often are booked early, so if you want to book one of those, as soon as you book your cruise, you will attempt to book those online as soon as the window opens for extra experiences. I think that's the most important stuff for Palo and Remy.
And just in case you did forget to sign up for it ahead of time, you can always go to guest services on the main floor to see if they might have another reservation available for either of those restaurants for a different day or time.
Never hurts to ask.
Space is usually limited, but it never hurts to ask. But don't wait. It's best to book ahead. Our third extra activity that you should look into for your next Disney cruise is setting up some excursions to go and do when you're in port at the islands. Now, our map of our cruise was starting at Port Canaveral, then we headed over to St. Martin. We'll be going over to St. Thomas, ending at Castaway Island, which is Disney's island, and then heading back to Port Canaveral thereafter. That's our map, but your map for your Disney cruise might be completely different. Now this time it was our first Disney cruise, so we just decided to relax, enjoy, and not do any excursions. But we met some friends at dinner. Their names are Vicky and Jason. It's very nice to meet you guys. Nice to see you again. But they told us that they set up some awesome excursions to go zip lining and do all these other things, and it just sounded amazing and like a better way to really get to know the island. So if you're really interested in staying more close to the ship, maybe you don't need these. But if you go to the island and you want to have a plan so you can learn more about it and be a part of it a little bit more, then I recommend doing your research, find your map route, and maybe plan out one excursion for the day. Don't forget that they can take quite a bit of time, and we only have a day at each port. But they're added fun, so check them out.
The fourth extra add-on activity that we're going to talk about for your next Disney cruise are the variety of mixology and alcohol tasting courses available while on board your ship. Now, these are varied. There is a mixology course where you learn how to make drinks. There's also a whiskey tasting. On ours, there's a chocolate and liquor tasting, champagne. There's also margarita and tequila tasting. So these different courses are not just for you to sample a whole bunch of different alcohols within a category, although you do get to do that. But there's someone there to be able to help guide you through the process so that you can pick up on some of the subtler notes in between drink number 1 and drink number 3. And whether you remember drink number 5, who knows?
Now, our number 5 activity happens to be very specific to where you're sailing to. So, if you find yourself sailing to the Bahamas, where Castaway Cay is located, this is Disney's private island, then you might be able to sign up for the fun run that Disney puts out at this island. It's called Castaway 5K, and you can sign up either at Port Adventures or at guest services on your cruise ship. Now, you can't sign up ahead of time online, unfortunately, but once you get on your cruise ship and settled into your room and everything, go ahead and get signed up early during your trip. That way you have something to look forward to when you get to Castaway Cay. Now, this fun run that Disney puts on is fantastic because it really is for any type of runner. You could be a beginner, you could be an avid runner, maybe you want your best personal record, maybe you just want to walk and enjoy the scenery during the race on the island. Whatever it is, enjoy it, have fun with it, it's just a fun run. Now, if you'd like to maybe train a little bit, on the Fantasy, there is a little running track and a fitness center so that if you want to do a run before you get to Castaway Cay, you can. I think it was 2.5 laps around the ship is equal to 1 mile.
Yep.
And obviously at the fitness center, they have treadmills and even bikes if you want to keep up with your cardio that way as well until the race happens. So have fun with it.
So we had 3 corrections. Man, 3 out of 5. That's kind of rough. 3 corrections that we need to make, and I'm going to go over them now. The first, we had to cancel our Apollo reservation. Well, we didn't have to, but we chose to, and here is why. On the Disney Fantasy, there are 3 different dining locations that you rotate through each night as a table service location. We started with Animator's Palette. We then moved to Enchanted Garden and Royal Court. Now, Animator's Palette is special. There are all these screens all over the room that portray this beautiful display of Disney animation. It will show you a final scene, and then on smaller screens all around it, all the concept art. It is absolutely beautiful, and both nights that we were there for a normal formal dining table service experience, they had something special going on. I won't ruin the surprise, but it is not something you want to miss on either night. This was stressed to us more than anything prior to going on our cruise. So what happened was, you book your reservations ahead of time for extra dining experiences like Apollo, and we happened to book ours on our last night. It just so happened that our second dining experience at Animator's Palette was also going to be on the last night of our cruise. We didn't want to miss out on that experience, and at the time, we didn't have a chance to be able to change our Palo reservation to sometime earlier, and therefore we ended up having to cancel our Palo reservation and went to Animator's Palette instead, and we don't regret it for a second. That second night at Animator's Palette is total magic. Correction number 2. We said we didn't do any excursions, and I found out that was totally incorrect. Now, I used to live on St. Thomas. Me and Emmy lived there for a little bit. At the time, we got to know the island pretty well, so we were planning on going to Magens Bay on St. Thomas from the port, and we were just going to go on our own. Well, it turns out one of the port adventures that's available when visiting St. Thomas is actually a Magens Bay beach day. So we ended up essentially going on a port adventure or an excursion without actually going on the excursion. So, when it comes to exploring the island, there are a multitude of ways to do it. Definitely check what's going to be available on your cruise. There are the snorkeling excursions, scuba diving, zip lining, you name it, all to enhance your experience while you're visiting these beautiful places on your cruise. The third and final correction is all my fault. Literally couldn't be more my fault. What happened was we had our whiskey tasting signed up for Wednesday night. I thought it was Thursday the entire time. Now this is rare for me, but I was so relaxed on our cruise that I didn't carry my phone with me. And the tickets that you're given for your extra experiences, we had left those in our stateroom, so we had nothing to double check. We got caught up in the night, ended up going to a movie, and we totally missed our whiskey tasting experience. Thank goodness on the Disney Fantasy there was someone at Customer Relations named Carla. Shout out to Carla because she was amazing. And she ended up, after we realized our folly the next day, being able to make sure that we weren't charged for a no-show fee because she's amazing. And signed up for a Mixology course that was a ton of fun. If you get a chance, I honestly would say that's one to try. What happened was, you and 20 or so other people are led by this expert bartender and taught how to make all these really cool drinks. You're also taught all sorts of history behind the drink that you're about to make. We had Vlad as our bartender, and he walked us through so much information, and then he would give us all right, 5 people behind the bar. And then he'd walk you all through how to prepare a beverage. You make enough for everybody in the class. You all sip and share. You can enjoy as much or as little as you would like of each of the beverages, but we ended up making about 5 different beverages while we were there. It was a ton of fun, and we would definitely do it again.
Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. If you didn't like this video, I'm gonna shoot you with a cannon.
Oh my god. No.
The camera. I just want to make it up to him. I can make some time
out. Oh my god. This be for you to sign up for. I just hit my elbow. Island that Disney owns. Nope, they might not own it. They might rent it. Captain Hook. He had a girlfriend.
What?
Yes. Now, what did he tell that girlfriend when it was time to break up?
What?
It's not you. It's me. Hey, Doug.
Yeah?
Why did the pirate's mom punish him?
Why?
Because his grades were below sea level.
Hey, Emmy.
What?
Why do pirates wear eye patches?
I don't know. What?
They weren't used to the hook yet. Hey, Emmy.
What?
Could we please stop telling jokes? I'm getting motion sick because the boat's moving.